so I don't go off track. But, and I think that Amber helped me name this the best that, you know, we did, like leaders building leaders, because that's what we do here, right? I know that I would not have come as far as I've come if it weren't for being surrounded by all of you guys, pushing me to be better, encouraging me, lifting me up when I was down, calling me out on any BS, right? Like I would not be here if it wasn't for this chosen family. So I think, and I'm not a rank or anything like that. I'm no, you know, I'm no KK, but I have ideas. Like my brain never shuts up. So if you guys want to write these ideas down and use them for yourself, you are more than welcome to. But it was just something I was thinking about. I have a printer here, and I'm gonna have Junior set it up sometime tonight, before, you know, he goes to bed. But, and as I was thinking about that, like that's gonna allow me to open a lot of things up, right? Like Amber prints stuff out and sends us stuff all the time, and she was just talking about printing some stuff out from that 5-day challenge for that, is that LLA, I think that's called, and she was going to send us that stuff, right? So I was thinking, well, why can't we do that for promoters? Oh, you're fine. For promoters who we enroll, right? Like I don't know who's with me, but I didn't hit my VIPs when I joined. I didn't. I scared myself out of them. I came in balls to the wall, hit the promoter option, and was like, it's either going to work out or it's not going to work out, right? But I'm going to do what I have to do. I'm going to do what I can, because there's got to be something different, right? There's got to be a better way than the way we have been living. So, and then I just scared myself out of them. Like she told me about the VIP period, and I'm just like, whoa, back up, $800 in 2 weeks. Yeah, I don't deserve that. And I just got here, you know, pushing all this stuff on me, all this great stuff that, you know, and I just kind of talked myself out of it. And I do that. And you can call it a red light story or whatever you want to, but I'm always talking myself out of doing something good for myself other than getting my nails done. Like, what's that, right? So that's something little and trivial and whatever. But something good that is life-changing. And I've always talked myself out of it, other than marrying my husband. But so I talked myself out of my VIPs. So I got to enroll a promoter, and she hit her VIPs. And you can ask Amber, like I was shaking. It was the last night. She only needed one more like thing to or whatever to complete it. And I was just like, come on, let's go. Like I felt like I was sitting on the edge of my seat at a hockey game or a football game or something, like, come on, go team, right? And it was so super exciting to watch her win, because I didn't, and I became okay with that. But I learned that I can help others win. I didn't get it. Okay, that's fine. We're going to help the next girl get it, right? And we did. And she's not with me anymore, and she's on her own journey, and that's fine. But that feeling, right? Like that sense of, oh my gosh, she did this. She's going to go so far. And I was like so super excited for her. So why don't we set people up for success, right? Like there's a way that we can do this. Because what we do here is so much more than just enroll them, tag them in training videos, and then there you go, message me if you need anything. No, like that's, I feel like maybe that's kind of what I did with her a little bit. I was always talking with her and stuff, but maybe I could have done more. Maybe I could have done less. We never know. And as promoters, when we enroll promoters under us and then they leave like that, we think we do something wrong, but we didn't do anything wrong. She left. She told me she doesn't have time for it. She told me that she's over here doing this. So, okay, you go over there and you do that, sis. I'm over here if you ever want anything, right? So, but I think that, and like Katie and Em have always said, like they did not have these trainings. They didn't have the team page. They didn't have any of this stuff. They had to build it for us, because they knew that they were building something, and that's incredible. So I think what we need to do is more than just tag them in a few training videos and be like, hey, message me if you need anything. No, I think we need to stay on top of them more, kind of like when, you know, like you're training for a marathon or something, you have to be there. You have to keep showing up. You can't take that day off, and you don't want to see them, you know, fall off the grid, especially somebody who you see with so much potential. Now, if they want to leave, they're going to leave, but just a few things that we can do to help set them up for success. So let's see, we all share like content and ideas, right? Like we all share pictures of products that we take, and just like if we have like content ideas, we share that. And that's kind of where this idea came from a little bit, is to be able to share this with you guys. And you can use it or make it your own or not, put your personality and style on it, not use it. But I'm just going to throw it out there because I don't know. So with the thoughts of hooking up my printer, and I'm just going to read off my notes for a second. I thought, why not put it to good use? I was going to go into our back office and print out like those VIP bonus sheets, and just kind of like put together this little promoter portfolio pack. Nothing too big or bulky, just something simple, because this is not a complicated thing that we do here, and just kind of call it like a little promoter pack, right? So when we enroll a promoter with us, and you can do this for customers too if you want to, and like send them a free little plus line product, you know, welcoming them or whatever, however you want to make it as personal for you as you want to. If you know them, you can make it even more personal, but just kind of making them this little promoter pack, putting it in a manila envelope with like a welcome letter or 1 or 2 plus line products. Maybe we could stock up on like, our popcorn bites are only $24, and you get like a whole box of them. Or maybe stock up on like the skincare sample packs or something like that, right? Or maybe you could do that as like a reward. If they hit their VIPs, you can send them something, or, you know, just like kind of keep encouraging them, like, you're doing it, you know, you're showing up. That's so awesome. And it shows them that you're still there for them, right? It shows them that you're watching their posts. I know we can't always keep up with everybody, and that gets hard sometimes, but we can always message them, because we see that they're posting, we see that they're showing up on their stories. Yes, an empowerment pack. That's an even better. Thank you. My creativity just went down the drain, but like, yeah, that's incredible. I like that. But, and as they grow, even if they outrank me, I'm okay with that, because we started them up and we set them up for success. And something I was thinking after she had decided to leave was setting them up for success for their VIPs. There's a way that we can set people up for success to get their VIPs. Training them before they qualify, having them watch some videos, having them get their people that are going to say yes, that are going to enroll, having them call their chicken soup list. I think that's what you guys call it. I don't know. I don't have one of those, but having them get those people and get them in line, and they've got 2 promoters that are going to enroll and grab a pack. They got 2 customers that are going to enroll and grab a product or a pack, right? So having them set up before they even qualify, because as soon as they qualify, that counter starts. And then they feel like they're rushed, and then they feel like they're on the clock, and they're trying to watch these training videos, and they're trying to, you know, find these people. And that can be a crazy first 14 days. And then when they don't make it, they feel like crap, like they failed, like this isn't going to be for them. And that's not how we want them to come into this company, because there's so much more than just that VIP period. But if it's something that they want to run for, have a FaceTime with them, sit down with them, explain what the VIP period is. And if they really want to run for that, then let's set them up for success for that, because the VIP period is an amazing bonus, but it is optional. And I feel like if it's pushed on them and they don't hit it, then they're going to feel like they failed, if that makes sense. And I know what that feels like. I tried so many different things and just nothing ever worked out for me. And so I didn't really, do anything else, because I didn't really have anything else to do. But we could have a FaceTime with them, explain to them what their VIP period is before they even grab their promoter pack and qualify themselves. Have them set up for success. That way, as soon as they grab that promoter pack, right? And if they know more than just the 2 and 2, have them grab the 4 and 4 so they get the 800, or even more to where they can grab the 1600, right? So I don't know that many people, so that wouldn't have happened for me anyways. I would have ended up spending my own money, but that's fine. Like, I know a lot of us didn't hit our VIPs, and I think that that would just be a great way to set new promoters up for success as far as getting them in the VIPs and actually having to sit down with them, and explaining to them what it is and what you would have to do to to get the VIP, but not having them qualify until they're set up. So like we would kind of like start building the house before we put the roof on it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that's a good analogy, but I hope you know what I'm saying. Oh my God. But basically just having them get their 2 promoters and their 2 customers in line and ready to sign up to grab their stuff, and then having them qualify so that as soon as they're qualified, boom. All right, hey sis, go, let's get you enrolled. Let's get that promoter pack. All right, hey bro, let's get your stuff. We're ready to go. And then boom, they got their $400 on their first commission check. And now they still have the 14 days to get the rest of it if they want to keep running for it. And that's like an amazing way, I feel like, is getting them in training videos, and getting them set up before they even qualify, instead of qualifying and them feeling like they're rushed and they're hectic and stuff is being pushed on them and thrown at them all at once. Before they even qualify, set them up for success, because this can be extremely overwhelming. The car bonuses, the free vacations, you know what I mean? And instead of, having them feeling overwhelmed as soon as they come in, having them feel welcome and having them feel like they're going to be able to actually accomplish something that they go for by setting them up first. And you're not doing it for them. They have to find the people, but you can have a sit down with them when you enroll them and explain the VIP period. And if that's something they want to run for, boom. Okay, this is what we can do to set you up. Don't qualify yourself yet. Let's do this. And then just like walk them through the steps of how they would get their promoters and their customers signed up and stuff for that. So the empowerment packs, that idea was something, like with a welcoming letter, and then maybe like a little freebie from the plus line, or like some skincare, or like maybe even just a gift from like a dollar store or something. I think would be a nice little thing. You don't want to spend too much money, because obviously as we start enrolling, that can get expensive. And I don't know about y'all, but mama don't have that kind of a bank account. But so just like little things. You want to make it personal though for them, and really welcoming for them. Maybe sharing one of the books, like Amber has sent us out books before. So maybe a book that you have, not even something you gotta buy, right? You can just send them a book. I'm still reading that book, by the way, Amber. Thank you so much for that. But just setting them up for yeah. Oh, I'm reading it. It's an OCD thing at this point. I have to read it. But it's just setting them up for success, because when I came in, I had no idea what I was doing. You quit reading it? Yeah. I can't do that. I have to. I'm getting ticked off about like what's in it, but other than that, it's I get what the point is. But I know when I came in here, I was from another MLM. I didn't know what I was doing in that one. I was throwing up products all over my page. I was cold messaging people like, I got this sale, y'all gotta grab this, right? Like, I didn't even wear it. Is makeup. I don't wear makeup. Here's some makeup. It's gonna make you feel great. Please buy my stuff. I was in that company for more than 3 years, and I think I had maybe 7 sales, all of them under $100. I made zip in that company, and I love that company. I'm not dissing the company, but that was not for me. I had no idea what I was doing. I had zero training, and that's where we come in. When somebody comes in and they don't know what they're doing, and they feel like they're just they're wanting something different. They're wanting something better. They're wanting to try to build something, right? But maybe they think it's fast cash. Maybe they think it's an overnight success thing, right? Because they keep seeing all of us posting pictures with badges on them or something. And, you know, they think, boom, right? As soon as you come in, you get to take off. And some people do, right? Some people do. And I think that's where, when we enroll promoters with us, and I don't even want to say under us. I don't want to say I enroll somebody under me, because they're not under me. They're with me, right? Like Amber is still with me to this day. I've been with Amber for just over a year now. She's never left me. I've sent her some crazy thoughted messages before, and she's like, girl, it's okay. That's gonna happen. Calm down. And she like just talks me through it. And then I'm just like, okay, that's cool. All right, we'll try again tomorrow. And I tried again the next day. And I kept showing up. And I'm seeing these posts that I did last year. And oh my gosh. Now I see what Amber was talking about when she sees her memories pop through, because I'm like, girl, why? But I see the growth from those. And it's just been a crazy journey, and I'm not at a rank yet, and I'm okay with not being at a rank. I'm running for it. I'm going for it. I'm showing up every day, and I'm going to get there. But I think it's important that my business was built. They really are. They really, really are. But I think it's important that our business is built on growth, and not on ranks, and not on likes, and not on statuses, and not on badges on a picture, which, like, I really want one of those, by the way, just as an accomplishment to say, hey, I can do it. But because I never was on the team that won the big game. I was never, I didn't even graduate high school. So this is just, as coming from where I came from to being to where I am, is a success for me. Because I was, oh yeah, it's coming. And I'm working for it, but it's not work for me. It's being able to show up and share my story of what I've been through, and to be able to share my story, which I wouldn't have the courage to do had I not gotten myself back in church, and had I not joined. God put me with this specific leadership because he knew I needed this growth, period. Like, that's just flat out. And I think it's so important that our businesses are built on growth, and not those Pinterest picture perfect picture. Like, I don't even know how to make one of those. I don't. Is me with a messy bun posing in front of my car because I love my car, right? Or me picking up one of my weights, like, holy crap, I just did a workout, because I don't work out. I was never that workout girl. And here I am with weights and resist bands and, Adidas gear, which I probably would have bought anyways. But it's setting the promoters that we enroll with us, not under us, they're with us, up for success, so that their businesses can be built on growth. If you can't send them a book, give them a list. Hey, top 3 books that you have to grab. They're on Amazon for under 20 bucks. You absolutely have to get them. These are books that are going to help set you up for success. If you can send them to them, great. If not, that's fine, right? But to be able to have the tools to be able to send them that welcome pack that explains their VIPs, that explains what we do in the business, that explains the products and everything, that is amazing. And to make it personal with like a little welcome note, right? And maybe a little something from the Dollar Tree is just amazing. And then, like I said, stay stocked up on those popcorn bites, or those the Thrive skincare sample kits. Those are freaking awesome. To get those in the mail, that's like a little, ooh, beautify me. Yes, I get to feel pretty, right? So even if it's a guy, they can use it, because it's just going to make them feel bomb. But I love the skincare sample kits. I'm actually getting ready to buy the full-size products. But just keep those on hand for when they achieve something, or they get their badge on their picture, or if they hit their VIPs, like, yes, girl, I knew you could do it, right? And be their cheerleader when they achieve something, because you're right there with them still. You're not above them. They're not below you. We're climbing the same mountain even if we're taking different paths, because we're all here for different reasons. She signed up for a different reason than you signed up, but you can still be there for her. And if she slips and she falls or she stumbles, A, either call her out on her BS, or B, pick her up. Pick her up. Because she doesn't know what she's doing. She could have worked in 5, 10, 15, 20 other companies. This company's different. This company is different. It is so different here than any other company that I have ever seen. Yes, we are all on the same mountain, and we're all here for different reasons, and we're all promoting the same product, but we don't compete with each other because we're all here for different reasons, but we all pick each other up when we need it. Like Amber has picked me up a couple of times. I actually, full disclosure, I don't want to say exposure. We don't want none of that. It's a clean Zoom. I sent a sample pack out to somebody who signed with another promoter. That was gut-wrenching. Like, are you freaking kidding me? I wasn't even mad. I cried for 20 minutes in my bathroom, and then I texted Amber. I was like, has this ever happened to you? And I'm trying to remain composed. And I'm like, what did I do? Like, fail, right? Was the first thing, like big red letters flashing, fail. And then I woke up the next day and I showed up. Because you keep showing up. Because that's going to happen. And it's probably going to happen again. But that's okay. Because she's on her own journey. I looked at it like this. I was like, she said yes to herself. Yeah, she said yes to herself. She's living a healthier lifestyle because she got a sample pack. She didn't sign with me. That's fine. But she's living a better way than she was living. Now she's keeping up with her baby. She's not on our team. She's not, a promoter with me or anything like that. But she's still going to be able to keep up with her kids. She's still going to be able to be fueled through her day. She's living a better way because I sent her a sample pack. She saw one of my lives. Exactly. They needed it. She needed it. And it's okay. She's on a journey with somebody else. That's perfectly fine. And I can smile about that because she's on her own journey and she said yes to herself. It is so hard to just take that first step and say yes to yourself. But to be able to say yes to yourself and then not only be a customer, but she's promoting it. Like, she's out there. I've seen her page and her kids are beautiful. She's thriving in so many ways, and I could not be more happy for her. Right? She just wasn't meant to do it with me, and that's fine. And that's going to happen, and we're going to have setbacks, and we're going to have obstacles in our way on the way to the top of our mountain. And you know what? When I think about that, I don't know that I want to get to the top of the mountain. I want to keep climbing. I want to keep helping people. I want to keep getting thrive in people's hands because this stuff is fire. I've never felt that. I'm 41. I did not feel this good when I was 21. I did not have this much energy when I was 21. I did not feel as good as I do when I was 21. I literally have never felt this good in my entire life. And so I just want to keep getting, we'll be at the top, pulling them. Yep. So it's like, I don't even want to get to the top. I just want to keep climbing and I want to keep helping people. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to see the top and I'm just going to keep getting there. And it's going to be like, what are those things? Escalators. It's like trying to walk up an escalator. And that's what I feel like I'm doing sometimes. But then it's like, I just got thrive in somebody's hands. What they choose to do with it is up to them. Right? I showed up and I helped somebody. And that is the point. But when we enroll people, I tend to digress. I think that they come in like I did, not knowing what the heck I was doing, right? So I think it's if we can lay like a foundation of training for them before they even qualify, that would be incredible. Because we see so many customers and promoters enroll and then fall off and they disappear somewhere, right? We don't want them to fall off and disappear. I mean, obviously they're going to go live their lives and they're going to make their decisions and everything. But if it's because of they don't think that they can do it, that's where we come in, and we have given them that foundation and that training of foundation where they can start to grow and rebuild themselves. Because somebody posted this and I still have it in my phone. I use it all the time as an overlay. I'm not just building a business, I'm rebuilding myself. What do they need rebuilt? Their self-esteem, their self-confidence. Did they just get out of a messy, marriage or divorce or whatever, right? Are they struggling with their kids? Are they struggling to work 60 hours a week to pay their bills? What do they need to rebuild, right? Because they've got something. Your next door neighbor has something. Do your neighbors know that you thrive? Like, I want to drop my business cards in my community. Like, honestly, I just get so excited about the products. I want to do that. But I feel like if they don't hit their VIPs, like they come in, they qualify and they don't hit them, then they feel like they failed and then they're gone, right? And then we as promoters who enrolled them with us, feel like we failed them somehow, right? And I've heard Amber and Katie and Em talk about this before, how like that's not on us 100%. But I feel like a little piece of it is, because if we don't provide them with the tools to build their house is never going to get built. We have to provide them with the tools that they need, because they come in not knowing what they're doing, and then they fail, and then we feel like we failed, and then that F word just gets thrown around, and I hate that F word. That's the worst F word ever. I hate it. I honestly hate it. Because if we do something like this for them, I feel like if they receive such a welcoming, and they receive like, okay, they're providing me the tools with everything that I need. This is what I need to do. These are the videos I need to watch. Okay, I'm going to take my notes. I'm going to watch this. And I feel like they feel like they've already succeeded. If that makes sense, because they're being the sponge. And I say, give them a good week of the training and then have them get the people set up. You know what I mean? Just like it's just setting them up for success. And it is just like this little idea that I had that just kind of, let's see, I think. And obviously, like I said, if they decide to walk away, at least we know that we provided them the tools that they needed. It's how they use them. It is how they use the tools. If they don't want to pick up the hammer to build their house, they're not going to have, a very sturdy house, because that's going to fall apart real quick. And that's their choice. But at least we know that we gave them every tool and every opportunity needed for them to be able to succeed. And then we don't feel like a failure. And they chose a different path. You can always message them and be like, hey, we got this going on or whatever. If you wanted to try again, or however you want to word it or whatever, right? Like, Amber's good with words. But like, if they ever walk away and we ever have something like these rank bonuses going on ever again, you can always message them. And just because they don't sign with you, or just because they do sign with you and then they fall off, you can still be friends with them. You can still message them. You can still comment on their posts. You can still show up every day. You're not a failure because they decided to walk away. So that's how we can set them up for success. Just a couple of ideas is just providing them the tools, and then we can pour into them. And then obviously it's ultimately up to them. If they don't feel like they're called to do this, then so be it. Maybe they were just meant to be a customer, and that's okay too, because I know a lot of customers would get overexcited, hit that promoter option, and then, oh crap, what I do, right? So that's why we set them up for like, hey, this is what we got. This is what we have to offer. Here's some tools. My messages are open. So I don't know. Okay. Somebody stop me from talking. That's what I had. That was my idea.
I love all of that. The only thing I will say is they don't want us adding anybody into the team page until they're qualified and active. So keep that in mind, but absolutely have those conversations with them about what it means to get to their VIPs and how to do that. And what you'll find with each promoter that you sign is you'll get a little better and a little better and a little better each time. And it's just like these conversations with our customers that we're flopping through and we're word vomiting, and then the next time we're a little bit better, and then the next time we're really concise and we're to the point, and then the next time we listen to what they want a little bit more, and then we start closing a little bit more in our conversations. It's the same thing when you're signing promoters and you're running them through their VIP period. You get a little bit better each time. In the very beginning, I was terrible. I didn't know what it meant. I didn't know how to hit a VIP. Nobody on this chat right here has hit their VIPs. Okay. And so it doesn't mean that you can't do it. It doesn't mean that you can't walk somebody else through it. And just like Karen says, like, when someone hits their VIPs, you feel really, really good that, you know, they hit their VIPs and you helped them, you know, a little bit, but mostly it was them that was gained through their VIP, right? But when they don't, we automatically go to, well, what did I do wrong? Or what could I have said to them to make them believe in themselves a little bit more? And what you'll realize is that, just like you said, you can show them all the tools, but if they don't put in the work and hammer the nail, their house isn't going to get built. The foundation isn't going to get built, right? And that sense of failure as a leader goes away a little bit more each time. Each time you run somebody through their VIP period and you're like, okay, I literally, like, I've been here for you every day. I've been checking in with you. I've had weekly check-ins with you. I've written down everything that you told me that you wanted for this business. And I've brought you back to your why. And I've brought you, you know, all these trainings on belief, and I've spoken life into you, right? And at the end of the VIP period, it doesn't feel so heavy because you're like, I did everything I could, right? So it's kind of like in this bonus season, right? You're giving it your all. And come May 1st, you're either going to look back at this bonus season, you're going to say to yourself in private, you're either going to sit in regret and say, I could have worked a little bit harder. I could have showed up a little bit more. Or you're going to say, no, you're going to say, I grew, right? I persevered through this season, bonus hit or not. I persevered through this season. It's made me who I am on May 1st, right? It's the same thing when you're walking somebody through their VIPs and they either hit it or they don't. And you're like, you know what? I did everything I could as a leader, right? I showed them how to show up on Zoom and they still didn't do it, right? I showed them how to watch the training videos that they took 5 days to watch the training videos, right? You can only do so much, and you can't carry that weight around with you for every single person that and so one thing that Brittany Hernandez said in one of her videos is, I think it's that Feel Felt Found video where she talks about conversations with people. She talks to them up front before they ever push that promoter button. She's like, on a scale of 0 to 10, what's your confidence level in yourself? And she makes them give her a number. Like, how confident are you in doing something like this? And then she says, like, on a scale of 0 to 10, like, how bad do you need it? How bad do you want it? Right? Or is it just some fun money? Right? Because these people are a little bit different. The people who are on WIC and needing real change in their life, and versus the people who are like, well, maybe a little extra paycheck here and there. Okay. That was me in the beginning. You see how long it took me to get to where I am now? I was just like, well, maybe, right? I wasn't like hurting to the point of like Katie having to put back the cheese block, right? Because she got the wrong one that you can't get with her WIC stamps, right? Like, that wasn't my pain in the beginning. My pain in the beginning was, well, I don't want to pick up overtime, but like, I have a good paycheck, right? My paycheck pays my bills, sometimes on time, sometimes not. But like, the level was a little bit different. And so I think if we get really clear with them in the beginning, as far as how bad do you think you really want it? And how how high is your belief level? Because you can tell where you need to work with somebody on it. And then teach them how to lead, right? So you teach them in conversations, right? This is one thing I like to say is like never do anything alone. So when you're learning new things, maybe you learned like a new unfold story, like how to make something cute, or maybe you learned something in conversation. You're like, hey guys, look, I like said this to my customer and automatic close, right? And you start sharing that into the chat a little bit of your small wins along the way. Then you're teaching them, oh, like maybe I'll take that into my conversations a little bit, or oh, maybe I'll put that on my stories and see. And it's just kind of like trial and error from there. But I love that idea of never doing anything alone. And you're always teaching, you're always telling them, you know, this is how I'm doing this is how I'm doing that. And there's a difference between motivating and inspiring. And we've said this before, like we can't motivate people to run their business. We can't motivate them to put their products on their stories. We can't motivate them, but we can inspire them. We can inspire them with our action, because we show up on our stories daily and we show up and we share why we're doing the things that we're doing. And they can take it or they can leave it. And you have to give people grace whenever they do leave your business. This is something that can happen more often than not, because not everybody has a brain cell for network marketing, right? Not everybody understands. Not everybody is willing. Most people are in that employee mindset. Not everybody's in that entrepreneurial mindset. Most people are, tell me how to do it, right? Most people are, I need my paycheck to match my current paycheck on Tuesday, right? They're in this instant gratification kind of situation. And most people won't get it. And so when people leave, you can't tie yourself to that, because I'll tell you, people leave and they'll still be watching your story. I still have them watching my stories. And I'm like, any moment, she's going to say something.
Yeah.
I'm not stopping because she walked away. I didn't become a mean person because she walked away. There are promoters that have walked away from this business. I have reached out to them full heart out. Girl, tell me what you need. I'm here for you, whatever. Like I've paragraphs and crickets, right? But does it mean anything on my leadership? No, it does not. But they still watch my stories, right? Because I kept being a human being for them and I kept being a friend for them. And when I see on their timeline that maybe their kids are going through a hard time or maybe they are having a tough situation, I still love on them. Because you never know what is going to happen when you leave that door open. And so always, always, always leave that door open. Always, always, always be a friend, be kind. And don't bear that burden. That's not yours to carry. What else was I going to say? I will try to get the LLA worksheet. I wrote down, I need to do the promoter pack graphic a little bit more. I wanted to work on that over the weekend. I didn't get that done. And then I think utilizing when you go to the announcements page on the team page, you're going to see the welcome to the tribe. It's a welcome email. You guys have seen this, right? Welcome to the tribe. So this, I think, even before you're adding them in, so you can send this to them whenever you're talking through VIPs and maybe they're not qualified yet. You could send them that email. You can send them the email. There's a welcome to the tribe, and then there's another one. There's the VIP, this one, the worksheet. You can literally send them this, even though they don't have access to the videos just yet, and you can kind of talk them through it, but you can start talking about, okay, what are your 5 things? What are the people that you want to potentially talk to? And let's open up how we're going to start having those conversations. Reach out and tell them that you're going to be there for them, right? This leadership is something you're going to evolve in over time, but it starts with the way that you show up before you even have a promoter that joined you. It starts with the way you talk about the business, the way you talk about what it's doing for you, the way you talk about what leadership is doing for you currently and what they're teaching you. And maybe you are a little bit more confident. Maybe you've learned things. Like, did you see, I don't know if I'll be able to find it. I have it in my pictures, but I screenshotted. If you go to the topics section on our team page, I'll find it. I saw it here earlier. Topics on the team page. Have you looked at that to see, look at all these topics that we have, that we teach on, right? So maybe we can start talking about, hey, like this is what we teach. We teach conversations. We teach how to get samples out. We teach enrolling promoters. We teach mindset. We teach how to go live. We teach, all these things, growth and perseverance. We teach money mindset. We teach everything, right? And so speak to her and tell her like, hey, I felt that way, right? Even if you don't know if anybody's going to watch your stories or anybody's going to watch your live video, you still speak to her. You still say, listen, like I didn't know what I was doing, right? I had one picture on my Instagram and it was a picture of catfish whenever I joined. I think I had maybe 100 Facebook friends. And I always was the person who said, I'm not going to share my life on social media, right? I wasn't even sure I wanted my kids on social media. But then you get a little taste and it's just like, who was I doing a duel? Was it Karen or was it Harriet? I'm like, the days are meshing together. But I think it was Karen when I said, you sit at the table of success, right? Was that me and you, Karen?
Yeah.
So when you get a little taste of what this business can do for you and do for your family, it just kind of like lights you up a little bit differently, right? When you have a paycheck, when you have free product credit, when you start to see the growth in yourself and you realize that all you did was have courage. All you did was have courage to hit that promoter button. And it's literally like sitting at the table. It's like sitting at the table, my little table right here. Okay. There's an M, there's a Katie, right? I literally pulled up a chair and I said, teach me what you can, right? And that's when you have to have that confidence when you're showing up in your content, on your stories, in your Facebook lives, whatever. You have to have that confidence and that energy to say to her, I know what you're feeling because I was there too. And this is how I overcame it. And this is what I found on the other side.
And can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
I think a lot of us have lacked confidence at one point or another because we'll talk about the products all day long because we know what the products do for us. But I think a lot of us don't talk about the business side of it and what the business can do for somebody because maybe you don't know everything.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you don't understand I don't understand the comp plan.
Neither do I.
At all. Like I don't know numbers with letters and just no, stop. I'm like, I have ADD, I'm dyslexic, but I'm not letting that stop me talk about what these life-changing bonuses can do for somebody else, even if I don't hit one. Even if I don't hit one, because they're life-changing bonuses. And I've seen what they've done for other promoters. I don't know everything, but I'm going to tell you something. Somebody else does. There's another promoter on your team. There's another promoter in the team chats that did use that product. Well, I can't talk about this product because I've never used it. Somebody else has. Talk to 5 other people that have used that product and get their stories and tell that person that's asking about it that. And you don't even have to sound like all, well, don't copy and paste their responses. I talked with my friend, she uses this, or say I talked with my neighbor, or I talked with 5 other promoters or 5 other customers, whoever you talk to, make it personal. Like this is what they were dealing with. And then they started using this product and now they don't have that problem anymore. So it's simple. I think we overcomplicate things and we don't have that confidence that Amber's talking about because we don't understand certain aspects of the business, or maybe we don't want to talk about certain products because we've never used them. I talk a lot about the products I use because I use them, but I've also seen people use the other products. So I'm going to talk about those too, because I've seen what those products have done for them. I personally haven't tried them, and I'll say that. I'll say I personally haven't tried this, but oh my gosh, the 3 promoters I was just on a Zoom with, they tried it, and holy crap, it did this for them, and da 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 da. So have that confidence, have that energy, have that excitement, because it worked for somebody else, even if you haven't tried it, right? Like I haven't tried thirst, but I see you guys talking about thirst all the time, and how y'all love thirst, and how it actually works for you guys better than Gatorade, better than Powerade. I've seen you guys say. So that's what I tell people, because I've seen that so many times. And I tell people like, hey, the formula is one formula for everybody. It's one formula created for everybody. It adheres to your body. The business is put together for everybody. Anybody can succeed in this business. Anybody. I consider my growth to already be a success. So if you don't feel confident in talking about the products, or because you haven't used them, or talking about the business because maybe you didn't get that big paycheck, or maybe you didn't get free product credit that month, or whatever, or maybe you didn't hit a bonus, or your VIPs, somebody did. So talk with them and borrow their confidence. Like, who says that all the time? I think Jordan says that all the time. Borrow my confidence. Just take it, sis. Just take it, girl. And like with her energy, and I love Jordan to death. Oh my gosh. But borrow their confidence, right? Even if it's just to explain something that you have. I watched that comp plan video 5 times, and I still could not tell you a single thing about this business. I had my husband watch it. He's a numbers guy. He knows the total of our grocery bill before we get to the checkout. Borrow somebody else's confidence. It doesn't matter. You guys can do it.
There was one thing I was gonna say, now I done forgot it. I'm having a brain fart. It'll come to me later and I'll put it in the chat, I'm sure. I wanted to touch real quick on the conversation that you and I had the other day when somebody wanted to copy and paste your post.
Oh yeah.
Because people will start asking you questions. The more you grow, the more you start to shine your light on social media, they're going to ask you questions. They may be in our company, they may not be in our company, and they are going to try to take the easy route, right? And so somebody had asked Karen if she could borrow her post, basically. And while that's a great compliment that it was a great post, right? Karen was like, I don't know, what do I say? What do I say? And I was like, you have to step into that leader for her, whether she be in this company or not in this company. I said, just step into the leadership role with her and say, like, what I would normally say is, I mean, of course you can. Do I recommend it? No, it's not going to convert the same way. So take what you want from it and make it your own. Because if you put the same thing down on your social media that I put on my social media, that's like literally the way I talk. That's literally like my posts come from my heart, right? And it's not going to convey the same way. And when you start to show up in conversations like that, even though it's not a potential and it's not a potential customer either, it's still a little bit of leadership growth, because you just showed up as somebody else's leader or a leader in their eyes, and you helped them with the situation, right? So for example, I had a girl the other day, I was going through engagements, and she's obviously blatantly with another company, have no idea if she's happy or if whatever behind the scenes, right? So I just started to start conversation with her, and I wanted to talk about one of her stories about her kids or something, but I realized I couldn't respond to her stories. Like she didn't have it turned on where people could put responses in there. So I went through her page and I messaged her and I said, hey girl, just wanted to make sure you know that people can't respond to your stories. Like, you have to go to your settings and you need to turn that on. And she was like, wait, what? Right? Like, she had no idea. And so I taught her something in that moment. Will it be a potential customer or potential promoter? I don't know, maybe not. But she looks at me a little different now, right? I'm the girl that helped her with something, even though I'm in a different business. I helped her with something that could potentially help her with her business, whether she stays in that business or not. I became a little bit more valuable to her. And that's what it's about. It's finding those little pockets where you can become a little bit more valuable to somebody every single day in your conversations, in helping somebody up. Like maybe you see somebody's post and they're just like really down on themselves, and you just like reach out to them and you're like, girl, you are enough. Like you have everything that you need, right? Like you're just pouring into her. You become a little bit more valuable, whether you're talking about the products or the business or just being a friend, right?
Mhm.
And so keep that in mind when you're out there engaging with people too, because you never know when you start providing value to people like that, you leave that door a little bit open for them. You never know what comes from the other side. So I'm just going to leave it at that, and we will call it a night. Okay. Karen, good job on your first Zoom. And again, that's empowering leaders, right? It's something that eventually we will all do a Zoom. Eventually you'll have your own Zooms and you'll be able to look back on moments like this and you're like, okay, like I remember when. Like I cannot tell you how many Zooms I have done where nobody showed up and I recorded them anyways, right? And there have been plenty of times where I felt like, well, crap, like if nobody even shows up, then obviously I have nothing to say, right? And I started getting like down into my feels a little bit. And that's that leadership skin that you have to learn over time, and it will come. But the biggest thing that we can do is empower other people. Okay. I love you guys. Go have a good night. Bye.